Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And for Memphis, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Year after year after year after year, he just helps his team find a way to win. Mike Conley, a soft-spoken star in the league.
Yeah, you know what? He never gets the recognition he deserves. One, because he plays on a team that has some other great players, and then he's just not flashy, but he is the most efficient guard probably in the Western Conference, maybe second or third.
Outside the Forum, we see the bright lights of a Memphis evening. It's interconference time for the New York Knicks as they travel to enemy territory looking for a win. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. It'll be the Knicks off the tip. And now the New York Knicks starters. Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then it's Vujacic. Then it's Anthony. And it's Calderon in at point guard. Here's Vujacic. The dish to Carmelo. 5 to shoot. From past the arc. Gasol with the rebound. You can say so much about Marc Gasol and his defensive impact. As we all know, the Defensive Player of the Year back in 2013.
Yeah, tremendous size, Kevin, and the awareness to always get his body and frame in the right place to help anchor his team's defense.
So it's the Grizzlies now. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. Gasol kicks to Barnes. Here's Randolph. A second chance effort, and he lays it up and in. Randolph's got the opening field goal of the game for Memphis.
Nice make for him as they get the scoring started.
Yeah, he gets it going, and who knows now, you know, it might be a really big night in store for him.
Now here's Anthony. Count the bucket.
You know, and for Marc Gasol, he might not generate a ton of blocks or steals, but here's a guy that understands positioning from a defensive standpoint, and he's able to just stay in front, challenge shots, and also provide help to his teammates.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And Marc Gasol has plenty of size to hold his ground on the inside. I'm always amazed how well he moves away from the paint. One of his great strengths, I believe, and although not the quickest, he has unbelievable footwork, which allows him to cover so much ground.
Now we know that Marc Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark, all along, most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belongs.
Now here is Conley, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. A wide open look for Gasol, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. No good from outside.
Marc Gasol, a first-time All-Star starter last season. He and his brother Powell both starting in that game. The first time that's ever happened in league history, and having both those guys go head-to-head. You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
And he gets it to go.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
For Memphis, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip.
Oh, listen, no doubt you could argue Marc Gasol is the best center in the league right now. I mean, this guy does it all. Defends, rebounds, passes, scores. I mean, he's also a great teammate. They all love him. And to me, that matters in the big picture. When you're talking about developing chemistry and trust, Sometimes the difference between winning and winning it all is whether or not your teammates like you.
Here's Anthony after the made shot from Zach Randolph. Pass to Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. Back to Anthony. Unloads. Shot is off. And Memphis the other way now.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Allen kicks to Barnes. With a floater. Kicks it out to Allen. Back to Barnes. Outside Conley. Randolph, a screen on Calderon. Conley, the pass to Randolph. Tries yet again. Off the left rim and out.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Gasol with the steal. Allen dishes to Conley. Pass to Gasol. Second chance shot, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. Well, Memphis loves the grit and grind mentality of this Grizzlies team. We all know that. They are at their most fearsome, I think, right here in the grindhouse.
No doubt about it. Some names just stick, and everyone here knows when you say grindhouse, you're talking about the FedEx Forum. Memphis so strong in this building.
Galloway kicks to Williams. New York moving the ball around. Lets it fly. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Right against Williams. Right, the pass to Stevenson. The pass to Gasol. The rebound by Grant.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Galloway with the bucket.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Carter dishes to Farmer. He feeds it to Gasol. Stevenson right side. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Stevenson's got his first points of the game. 44 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Galloway, defended by Carter. Galloway kicks to Grant. No one near him. Galloway with the bucket. Galloway has got 5 points so far.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Good.
I tell you what, post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Afflalo outside. Up in time, and that's not going to go. And a chance to hear from former number 2 overall pick Derek Williams about his focus offensively.
Just getting to the basket more, being
2 huge improvements for him. Greg, can he do more?
Definitely. He's already taken a big leap forward, and there's plenty more room for him to grow. He could become a real beast in this league.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
Conley out there with Adams. Then there's Hairston. Then it's Zach Randolph. And it's Wright in at the 5, down low. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Now here's Conley. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. That one goes. Count it.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Anthony against Hairston. A reverse. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down to just 4 points with the bucket from Anthony.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Carmelo Anthony, the third pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and, of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Hits it from three-point range. Anthony's got 9.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide-open 3.
Wright sets a screen. The feed now to Hairston. Out to the wing. Shot clock at 5. Conley gets the bucket.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003, all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
Here's Grant. Michael Conley making his last shot. A follow outside. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Memphis leading by 3.
Hey, guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that change.
They get it back. Right. From down in the low post, it goes.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Shot's good by Williams.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
And Adams kicks to Randolph. Wright sets a screen. Jacks up a 3. No good from Hairston.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
A follow the pass to Carmelo. And no good as it rattles out. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Lets it go from deep. No good. New York's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, Clark, what can you say about the Knicks last season? They had a lot of trouble on their road trips, among other things.
Well, especially on the road. I mean, only managed to get 7 road wins on the season, Kevin.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Porzingis comes in for Williams. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Anthony. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Grant.
And for the Knicks last season, they actually shot decently on the road. They just didn't play any defense, and that's kind of what did them in.
That's good. And it's 6 points for Lance Stevenson.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Galloway kicks to Calderon. Feeds it to Aflalo. Dishes to Seraphin. Takes it from 10. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Seraphin's got the game tied up here for the Knicks. Memphis has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter.
Well, you know, going back to the Knicks on the road, they just forgot to defend the three-point shot. I mean, they had the worst three-point field goal percentage defense with their opponents making 40% of their threes against them. That was the worst in the league.
Here's Porzingis following the basket by Lance Stevenson. Here's Calderon. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And just because you can make it from outside side doesn't mean you need to live there.
Not that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, he can work for a better shot than that.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time. Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Nobody near Barnes. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Now Calderon. And that misses. That would have put him up. Ball going up court. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's the Grizzlies up 1. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Jose, I saw you speaking with Coach. How did he critique the team's performance during the first half? And what did he tell you guys to change as that second quarter progressed?
Well, it was just like no effort, like just soft, going soft to the basket, going soft to run the ball. So we just...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They lead by 1 point. Kenny?
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass. That's going to gain you extra possessions. And check this out. Sometimes just having more offensive chances than your opponent wins the battle.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. It's been a clinic out there by Lance Stevenson.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Anthony. Robin Lopez out there with Porzingis. Then it's Vujicic, and it's Calderon in at the point guard position.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed. He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And here is Anthony. He's got 9. For the lead, there's the bucket. Good. Anthony's got the first points to start out the third quarter for New York. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait 1 more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and there'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
The Knicks making a switch here. Grant's checked in. Anthony drives in. And it's Anthony again missing. The Grizzlies have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room with the break. And Allen slams it in.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there. That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively, and this lead, I think, is headed up.
The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Good chance here for Barnes. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Barnes has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponent scoring chances.
Grant dishes to Vujacic. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Now here's Allen. Outside Conley. No good there off the double clutch.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Memphis leading. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. White comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's Hairston in for Barnes. Derek Williams checked in for New York. Grant outside. He kicks it to Vujacic. Lopez left side. New York moving the ball around. And that one's good, Anthony.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed. Never in a hurry.
Kicks it to right. It's tipped. Taken away by Williams. And a fast break now for New York. His first shot coming late. That's good. And now it's a 3-point New York lead.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Grizzlies have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Picked by Randolph. Passes it to Hairston. 3-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Grant's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Right. Looking to end the run, and he sinks the layup.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Grant kicks to Anthony. 55 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to Grant. He dishes it to Carmelo. 5 to shoot. And it's Anthony again missing. And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the second fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies, and really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
And here is Conley following the 3-pointer by Carmelo Anthony. Conley the pass to Randolph. Randolph draws the double. Back to Conley. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Conley's got his second basket.
Even double team, he had the vision to see the open man.
Anthony dishes to Grant. And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Knicks. They finish off the third quarter on a...
Let's take them back.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. New York leading by 5. Carter is out there with Farmar. Then it's Matt Barnes, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Stevenson in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Now here's Calderon. To the wing on the left. Just 4 to shoot. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Vince Carter picks one up. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. A part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
Now here's Stevenson. Gasol setting the pick for Stevenson. The dish to Carter. From deep three-point range. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. Carter's missing on the 3. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Last season, Memphis fell late and would end up with the 5th seed in the NBA playoffs. Only 1 of 2 teams to make the playoffs each of the last 5 seasons, along with the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, and they were a team that nobody wanted to play. Memphis drew Portland in that first round, and even though they were the 5th seed, they had home court advantage.
Robin Lopez has checked in for Kevin Seraphin. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now, here's Stevenson. To the paint. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, guys, Memphis waltzed through the first round against Portland. The second round, a lot tougher against Golden State. They went up 2-1 in that series, but couldn't hold on to that lead.
And so Marc Gasol nails both of them.
And, guys, Memphis would lose 2 of their 3 games at home against Golden State. So things got tough with the Conley injury and missing Tony Allen as well. But they did put up a good fight, ultimately, though, falling in 6 games to the Warriors.
Here's Farmar. Back to Stevenson. The 3. Shot is off. There's Galloway. Calderon. That's good. And so Galloway with the assist.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Stevenson outside. Now Farmar. Pass to Carter. Lets it go with the 3. Count that one.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Calderon has the open look. That 3 off the mark.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Now here's Stevenson. It's Vince Carter on the wing. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
And for those younger folks who might not be familiar, go online and look at some old clips of Vince Carter. He was Brian Park, one of the great dunkers the league has ever seen.
And for my money, the greatest game dunk in pro basketball history belongs to him. With Team USA back in 2000, jumped over a 7-2 center and punched it on it. Hard to top that.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Kurt Rambis had to say to the team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
And he gets it to go.
And you think back to Vince Carter starting his career with the Raptors. An 8-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA selection, and he really introduced Canada to the NBA game.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Here's Porzingis, covered by Conley. Porzingis passes to Anthony. Anthony drawing the double team. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis. And now a 6-point Knicks lead.
And for Vince Carter, a superstar in his prime when he was with the Raptors, and his departure left some bad feelings there, no doubt. But, you know, you think back to last season, though, in Toronto, they played a video tribute which brought Vince to tears. I mean, that was nice to see the reconciliation.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Zach Randolph is checked in for Carter, and Tony Allen subbed in for Lance Stevenson. Calderon, that's for 2, and there are the Knicks with another bucket.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
He's been locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room and definitely paying the price for it.
Outside Conley. Pass to Gasol. And it's sent back by Lopez. And he recovers it. But he recovers it. Off his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're behind by 8. There's 1:34 left in the fourth quarter. Outside Conley, and the pass to Gasol. To stop the run. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Now here's Anthony to the left wing. Here's Porzingis. Grizzlies with the rebound. Gasol's got 11 rebounds in the game. Conley gets to Gasol. No good. So New York will take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting. And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Boy, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And the Knicks making a change here. Vujacic is checked in, and Allen drops them both.
Those free throws edge them a little closer. A couple of stops on defense, and they might not be down for long.
Calderon for 3. It's rebounded by Memphis. Right side, Conley. The quick look, no good that time.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And so they foul intentionally. It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Some good numbers for Calderon. He has 12 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first. Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And he commits the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're losing by 7. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game. And here are the Grizzlies with it.
Time running low here.
A quick score, Greg, and then probably foul him right away.
Money! We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. 2 shots. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
Gasol dishes to Conley. Allen for 3. No good. Calderon. No good. So it's New York picking up the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, how were you able to take control of this game and pull out the win here tonight?
We willed our way to this win. It wasn't easy. We knew it was going to be a battle. But they came back, made some runs. We stuck with it, and we won the game tonight.
Carmelo, thank you. Kevin, sometimes it's more about the will than the skill.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
We've seen so many performances like that over the course of Carmelo Anthony's career that we've gotten spoiled. But we shouldn't fail to appreciate what he has been able to do tonight. He was spectacular. When he doesn't try to do too much, Carmelo Anthony is absolutely lethal. And he had it going tonight.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
And during the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.